All right. Well, Benjamin, karibu sana to the show.
Asante.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm happy we are talking about how to tell whether it's a deal or no deal.
Right.
Because there are too many confusions.
Yeah.
And I think we should start by debunking some theories.
Okay.
When you find true love, you will not feel panicky and anxiety and palpitations and, shaking and what if not, what if.
Sasa ndio zinakufanya ufeel, ai jamani kwani tayari tunalala. Season sasa ndio zinakufanya you feel this feeling.
There is
There's no word for it. It's just
I like it. But we are coming
you know what I'm talking about, right? This one. Anyway.
Well, there's that, but let's start by saying there's actually a whole proverb going by that in the Hindu culture. And one of the things they say is when you find true love, you will not feel anxiety, you will feel peace.
Okay.
So there is butterfly. So let's go so that I can tell you where this comes in. It's called chemistry. There is chemistry.
Right.
You feel the excitement. You feel the girl or the boy. You feel the child within you excited.
Right.
That should be the indicator that this person touches you deeply. Because there's another crush, there's another infatuation that you will meet, another variety of infatuations people arouse in you as you go through life.
Okay.
Which is superficial and short-lived.
Right.
If you ignore it, it dies without you knowing. When you see them the second time, you wonder, oh, there was a time I had a crush on this person. What was it about again? So it is. So you will know this person touches you deeply when you feel the child within you awakened. When you say child, is in playfulness, is talkative. We say nobody is introverted when they are around their lover. Nobody is quite, they're introverted.
No.
They say they don't talk. No, the child is awake when you're around the person you love.
Right.
You're playful and easy.
They know you're crazy.
Exactly. In fact, this person brings out that side of the crazy. You just talk. You want to think aloud when you're around them.
Yeah.
And I tell guys that if you see a girl quiet around you, there's something wrong. She is not. All girls are talkative around the man.
Okay.
Most so girls are expressive when they are in there around their lover. So you know this is the one when they bring out the child in you. The other thing is, the second thing is they challenge you to expand without making you feel insufficient. There's a difference. When you interact with a person who is true love, you feel you want to try more. You feel confident to try new things. You suddenly are energized and confident to try new things.
Yeah.
At the same time, this is very different from a person who makes you feel you are insufficient and you are trying to work up to measure up to them. That is very different.
Yeah.
The person who makes you feel you are insufficient is intimidating you. In fact, they're eating away at your confidence. Now, the problem, Joyce, with the true love and versus the counterfeit. The line is thin, but it's very easy to identify once you've learned. The person who loves you will encourage you. They will accept you as you are, while also encouraging you that there are potentials within you that are not yet activated.
So these people for saying, now that we are in love and I love you, don't work, so you don't go anywhere.
Thank you for bringing that up.
You stay at home.
I'll provide everything.
And if you do that as your choice, that's perfectly fine. But if it's someone telling you what to do, to me, that's different.
You can choose yourself to take seasons of your life where you're doing one thing and putting another on hold. If you choose, that's okay. But if a person begins to prevent you from doing things, from pursuing higher education, from trying another business, and they're not giving you solid reason, there are some things we won't take because they're not fitting to what we are doing currently. But if a person discourages every new thing you want to do, that person is either intimidated at your potentials, and they're afraid that you'll expand and get out of reach. They're trying to control you, or they themselves are not committed to grow, and they know when you grow, you will bypass them.
Right.
And it's very comfortable for a man when you're earning more than your wife. You provide comfortably. You feel. But if you have a girl who is always moving, the best solution for you to keep on moving too. So that if you want to keep in front, you keep in front in practice. It's easy to outwork it's easy to out-earn your wife because she always has 3 jobs. The one she does daytime, then the job of taking care of you, making you dress well, you eat well, and the home, the children and everything. Women always have 3 jobs. She cannot outwork me. I know she's dividing her time. I don't mean at home I don't participate, but surely she does more every time. She's more emotionally into it. She's thinking about the next seats. What should change to this? What about... So she's so much into... I know her energy is divided. So if I take my energy fully to work, I'll always be ahead. So I tell men, don't put her down. Instead, go ahead. Let her have to catch up with you. In fact, sometimes she feels that you can always carry the weight when she needs to slow down and tend to a kid, attend to this. She knows you can lift the weight.
Right. So I know some women are having to step up to the plate because their men aren't. Then the men complain that, oh, women are too ahead. Well, you
There's-
didn't leave her an option.
There's a spreading disease like that among men who just want to sit back and the woman carries the responsibilities. And I told women that although many of you are oriented to not ask for help, to just do things, you know, the right mothers orient their women to get to not be a weight burden to other people. So they don't know how to ask for help. Her birthday comes and she does not have too many demands, you know. And the guys just, but in your birthday she spoils you. What she does in your birthday, she expects you to do in her own. Remember that. So I tell these girls, although you are generous, do not overlook the responsibility of the man to provide, because you are doing a journey with him and you also have your own needs. If this relationship you are the one always doing things, over time you get tired, over time you get exhausted. Although you started being very excited and we are into this together, over time you get exhausted. Another sign, Joyce, of true love is generosity. I don't understand those people who say that person loves me and they're not bought me anything for a year. I don't get it. What are you calling love? What's your definition of love, by the way? So, for example, if me as the man, surely God loved until he gave. For
Right.
God so loved until he solved the problem. He gave so that you can get. So you need a person who loves until they demonstrate it with actions. You know, and a part of these are not just actions of giving you tropical. Those small things are important.
Tropical.
Some people give you funny things. You know?
Jamani.
Some people come with jugu karanga. It's okay. They were just eating jugu karanga. You need a giving that they feel it. A giving that costed them something. You need something that was thoughtful. It's not about breaking their leg and damaging their budget, or we are not talking about that. We are talking thoughtful and something that costed them something.
Oh my goodness, guys! Remember, you can send in your feedback to 111-444-111, and I'd be happy to take your questions here for Benjamin Zulu as we talk about identifying whether you are if it's true love or if it's not. And someone here is asking, when you fear losing your partner, is that true love?
Remember, when you love a person, you are scared of losing because you know you can't replace them. That is part of it. I'm supposed to know I'm lucky to have this woman. Actually, she's the one who makes me fly. And if I lose her, man, might take me. And Joyce, you said your years of productivity are few, just 30 to 60. Those are the time you can make an impact in the world. Before that, you don't have enough skills and enough connection, you know, to make an impact in the world. Past the 60, your health is already delicate. You must be careful. You can continue doing a few things, but you're at the back of your mind to know your health is delicate. If there's corona, you must run into hiding. Be more careful. You're more prone. In the health sector, they call you geriatric patients who are delicate. So it's true, when you love a person, you'll be afraid to lose. So afraid to lose them that you can't afford to disrespect them. So afraid to lose them that you can't afford to take them for granted, that you can't afford to forget them. In fact,
Right.
you should be so afraid of losing them that they should that makes you fear. But another thing is that fear should not be the main thing. It should be the love between the two of you that keeps
Right.
you together.
And I think we also need to clarify that this is a fear about missing out on the value that person brings into your life, not
Exactly.
a fear of being alone. That's very different.
Very good.
Because it leads us to the question then, if these things that we're talking about are what actually mark true love, why is it that so many people then just settle in their relationships when they can't take any of those things?
Do you know, just there are people who settle in terms of they compromise. Some people, and I want to tell these girls who put a deadline when they were 80 years old, that they must be married by 30. I said from the time I was in Sunday school that by that time you have to get married. You were in Sunday school, damn it. You did not know the world operates. Now I'm 29. I think I will just have to do everything. I have to observe my target. Those targets came from childhood.
Your yellow waistcoat. It's that yellow waistcoat that
Please adjust your realities to the market. So those people settle, who compromise, and who give up. Do you know that people sustain marriage at the expense of everything else in their life?
Right.
They because they say, I love my marriage so much, they give up their dreams, they give up their spirituality, they give up, this person doesn't want me to do this, so I give it up to sustain the marriage. The people who settle at the expense of everything. We are saying true love is you merge and you begin to ascend. Joyce, you will know a couple who was meant to be together. If 1 year after they married, you find them better. You find them, they're moving on. They're forging forward. There's a tendency among young people, they marry and they don't have a job, any of them as of, and they bring a child quickly. I ask him, what is the child going to eat? Now you need a house help. You're living in babysitter. Where will the house help sleep? You had the trouble getting matatu. Now you have clinics.
Yeah.
Now, could you have arranged things better? So we are saying there's also thinking. It's not automatic. The reason people begin to improve when they come together because they pray together, think together, move together, start planning things together. And I ask men to provide leadership, not just to be there. So, Joyce, it's not just about settling. It's about coming together, then you start moving towards a goal. And remember, I told you, the only person you should marry is one who's going to move, who has goals to attain, and one who is in tandem with God. People who don't have God are safe when they are poor. Pray that he remains broke and poor.
I was going to say amen.
If he has no God, if he has no God, the moment he gets money, he becomes a monster. Because money is power. It makes you think now you can get everything. But women all over you, companies all over you, cars, you will get an obsession. If money comes and the person does not have a core, a center, a true north to balance him. How many times have you heard we were okay until money came? We were okay until he got the promotion. We were okay. He was not okay. He had no options. Remember we said you cannot say a person is honest if they have never had a chance to steal anything. We only say you're faithful if you had a chance to be unfaithful.
That's right.
And you chose to be faithful.
Yeah.
So there are people, and that's why I say women don't risk. And I tell men especially, if you get a girl from a poor background, she has never seen 10,000. Don't marry her until you expose her to some money and see how she behaves. Some change to something you've never seen. They'll spend the whole day on the makeup mirror. They'll spend the whole day on the desk now because they have options upon options. They change this, remove this, change the other, remove the other. It's too exciting. In my home place, we say if a goat has been bred through zero grazing, through a rope, then one day it is the rope is loose. That goat will run berserk to taste freedom. It's not going somewhere in particular. It's just happy to be free. Some people have been tied by poverty. And that's why I tell guys not to intercept girls in the university. Those girls don't know life. Those girls have never had money. Those girls have never had many men after them. Those girls have never had to choose. You see, you are choosing her, but she's not choosing you yet. Right. You're only one coming with money and a car. She does not have too many people with a car. The day she'll be among many men in the car, she'll think this was not even the best. What about Jim? What about Ken? And David talks on this guy is so tall. What about the brown guys? You begin to explore with you and you will die with stress. Right. It's better to find a person who has evolved and now they're making a choice after they have journeyed some journey. That's why I tell guys, avoid girls who are not yet 25. You don't know them and they don't know themselves. You are taking our guy. You are betting with your life. that Manu will win and I'll be okay. If it loses, so so for me it's to say, it's true love when after we come together we have enough harmony to start ascending in goals. There's another target. If you have a person who prays for you, Joyce, you need a person who prays for you. That's right. These people keep saying this guy doesn't go to church, but he says he won't prevent me from going to church. He will not prevent me from worshiping, but he does not. He's agnostic. He's still questioning about religion and he's still exploring at 35. Still exploring. Listen. You need a person who cannot. You don't want a person to allow you to go pray. You want him to pray for you. There will be a time you will be down, that you will need covering. I told one girl, if you marry spiritually blind, you might live a short and hard life. Or you might never ascend to your calling. This life is a battle. We're in a spiritual world. You need a person to wage wars for you, to lay an offering for you. A person who can cover you and suddenly see miracles happening on your side and they tell you, I had prayed about that. I knew it was a challenge for you and I spoke to God about it. You need that. Yeah. Don't underrate that.
Wow. Hey, I hope you guys have been assessing yourselves and trying to figure out if indeed your relationship, whether you're dating, whether you're married, is actually true love or not, okay? And we want to take your questions. 111-444-111 is the SMS line. You can also comment on Facebook at Switch TV Kenya. And we'll be back with Benjamin after this. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce. Thank you again for your company this morning. Remember, 111-444-111 is the SMS line. We're here talking with Benjamin Zulu about whether it is true love or not. And he's made some very interesting pointers here this morning, including the fact that, if it's true love, there shouldn't be fear. A fear of losing the person is perhaps a good
You
thing.
should be
of losing the
confident.
value that they
Exactly.
bring. I really want to emphasize that it is the value that they bring into your life, not losing the person.
You
because
must
some of
never
you guys
hear-
get desperate and
You
do
must
crazy
never hear a
things.
person scare you that if you don't do ABCD, I'll get another person.
Right.
The moment a person utters those words, that's
Yeah.
not love.
Right.
You should not be afraid that there's another person they're seeing.
Yeah.
You should be confident they are choosing you. But what you fear is you yourself, you want to take care of this relationship because you know it is good for you.
And we've talked about that even if it's true love, really, it should improve the both of you. The both of
Exactly.
you are better because of the love between you.
Exactly. You should be able to count things this person has inspired you to do. This person has done for you practically. This person has helped you practically. Joyce, I told you the thing, between bachelorhood and being married is like before and after Neno, the way people put it. Because there before, I tell bachelors, they struggle with funny diseases like stomach infection because they are eating remains of mama mboga, what they were cooking, and you arrive late, there's no food. Then you buy whatever is there, then you eat. You're always at the chemist getting, detox
no.
and things. After that, you begin to eat good things like sweet potato. Something like that, cut into small pieces, good and packed well. Nowadays, I have a lunchbox, imagine, and a small flask. I can take tea. I feel so blessed to take tea in my own. Imagine I'm there in a car, I'm just taking tea. For me, those small things are the greatest blessing because they
Right.
meet my need when I'm from a show, I'm from a session, I'm so tired. I can take something and replenish myself.
Right.
Yeah, before I was common with fear and these juices, and ngumu.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, there's a question about relationships, okay, and this love, because we've said, a guy should really be willing to take the lead, right, and really carry the relationship forward. That the man, can really provide and sort of provide vision and direction, and that's key. There's a question from this vicinity somewhere here. Asking that, sometimes they say maybe some people need to be catalyzed into action. Jamini umeshaanza kulala. That should tell you your answer right there. But some people need to be catalyzed into action, catalyzed into sort of their purpose and their destiny. We've talked about, destiny helpers and that sort of thing. Should your spouse, the person that you're dating, are they a destiny helper in that sense? Because they're saying
they are.
they should come into the relationship, and then that's maybe when you start being able to do things. Apo sasa ndio changamka only after they've come into your life.
And thank you for using catalyst, not reactor. Because catalyst, their reaction was already possible without it. Catalyst made it faster.
Okay.
The spouse doesn't come to help you find your calling in life. You should be already in the search and should have a sense of direction where you're going. I come to make it easier for you, to make you achieve it in a greater way.
Be a cheerleader.
Thank you. There are other gifts, yes, I'll help you discover. But a person who was lazy and sleeping, even marrying them, won't make them help wake up. So we are saying, don't mistake this. Don't say, and another thing, the reason I was feeling like sleeping is people thinking you're catalyzing me to choose you. No. Never help a person to choose you.
That's
Never
right.
help a person to love you. Never help them think you're wonderful. Never convince them that they should marry you. That is something you must never do. In fact, one sign of life is you can question their sanity, but not their passion. You need a person who's so crazy about you that sometimes, hey, are they okay?
Okay, like
You want a person who's so crazy about you. It looks like insanity.
Yeah.
But you don't want a person who's wondering, they don't call so often. When I hear people asking, they are in love, but they don't call another one. Where is the love there? You want a person who is so outrightly into you.
Let me just get to some questions because I think you've triggered something there. Someone says, I'm in a long distance relationship, but sometimes I feel that my man is too busy for me. He tells me he loves me. Oh Lord, I'm 23, he's 27. Is that true, love?
Okay, thank you for mentioning 23.
I'm so sensitive to it now. Oh no.
Please, I want to tell this 23-year-old that you are asking, it's like, when I hear pre-25s asking about relationships, it's like a 5-year-old asking me the best gun to shoot with. You shouldn't be shooting anyone at 5. So I want to ask this 23.
Forever.
Right now, you are mistaking red flags for red roses.
Where?
Whether the man is good or bad, your eyes can't see.
All you're seeing is red.
Thank you. Another thing is, you don't know where you're going. Maybe there are things about him that can't fit with your calling. Perhaps he's a very good man, but the trajectory of his life is opposite to where you're going. Some of these girls themselves, they're alpha female. They're so driven, they're out. Then they go dating other alpha males because they don't know themselves yet. Before you're 25, you may look cooperative and you're just flowing, and many times you don't have enough money. He's just supporting, sending you some money, sending you airtime, and you appreciate. A day will come, you make more money than him. What will happen? Maybe he had no relevance at all. Tell this girl to grow 2 more years. And until she can tell where she's going, then she can evaluate people. Does he, his energy, vibe, those things you can't tell before you mature. You're using a teenage brain which cannot evaluate that. Even if he's a good man, maybe he's not your perfect match.
Okay. Another person here says, hey, Joyce and Benjamin, my partner doesn't like hugging, holding hands, or even acknowledging me in front of his friends or anywhere in public.
And why is he your partner?
Good Lord. He says he's an introvert and doesn't even take me out. Is this a red flag? A red.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Why are you with him? Doesn't acknowledge you. No, this is a red carpet. They're walking on red carpet. Part of what I want to tell this girl is there is no love there. You should have a reason. This person should love you until you into them. How did they do that? You brought yourself. This girl catiared herself and brought herself to the box. That's why the guy is doing nothing. You're just here. So do yeah, you're just here. How is he after you? He should acknowledge you publicly. Things like holding hands, hugging. Wait. If you have to beg for crumbs of attention, are you a lover or a beggar?
Okay. Even me, I'm an introvert, but as we've said,
when you're
around your person, they bring out everything in you.
When you are around the person who loves you.
Like my husband knows my crazy.
Thank you. That person feels, they feel like home.
Yeah.
This girl feels like she's a foreigner there. Whenever you feel like a foreigner or unwanted or somehow not desired, you are not in your element. You're not at home. There's no love there.
So I think they actually continued the SMS. They said, he doesn't take me out because he says he's always busy working for a better future. We've been dating for almost a year.
That girl, if she's above 25, I'm very worried because her thinking is very clouded. That thinking, I find it among under 25s. They explain what they should be using to use a conclusion, but they still make it a question. No, that story already adds up that you are not in a relationship with anyone.
That's right. Sadly so. Someone here says, what Benjamin is saying is true. My friend was dating this guy. He was broke. But when he got money, he dumped her saying, hakuna kitu anamsaidia nayo. Guy!
That's what happens. We say, Joyce, if you get a person who does not have reverence for God, they won't revere you either. They won't even remember the kindness you did to them.
I'm so glad you're the one saying that, Benjamin, because sometimes I know this is a faith-based show and we talk about faith a lot, and I talk about God and relationships being so interlinked, and I think some people don't believe me. But here you are saying it yourself as a psychologist, as a relationship coach.
I tell you the truth, a person does not have a higher power whom they respect. You have no base trusting them. They can change. They can change.
Because they're not submitted to any authority.
Another thing money brings is pride. People can just become proud. What will you do? You know, the other day I talked about narcissists and people are telling me, so how can I help my brother who's a narcissist? How can I help my father how can I help a narcissist? And I returned the question to them. I want to bring a proud person to you. You help them. How will you help them? They're not open to any help.
Yeah.
Look for a person who at least has humility enough to acknowledge God.
Where? Haya, mwingine hapa nasema, hey Joyce, I've been in a long distance relationship. We truly love each other, but my fiance was diagnosed with throat cancer. Pole about that. And you say he's recovering, and now we were planning to get married, but his health is what is an obstacle. Another thing is he's uneducated and poor, and I've been supporting him. My family says we should break up. I'm now questioning if it's true love or not, because it's hard to break up. He values me so much. This sounds like, I think the fact that she's asking if I like you, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a question of if it's true love, and then there's a question of if I even love him.
Exactly. So let's talk about this. About the cancer, we are very sorry.
Yeah.
If that is cancer was the only issue, I would have told you to weather the storm and use that fight to bond together better.
Right, because your vows will also be in sickness and in
because
health.
that cancer could have also have come after you married.
Exactly.
You should use this to test your unity,
Yeah.
to decide we are going to forge through this. Cancer is almost a brush with death. So when people brush, they go through depression, they go through anxiety. So don't expect them to behave no more. They'll behave erratic here and there. But you're supposed to be patient and wait and see how, as they recover, you cannot plan your life ahead. But when she brought another factor there, Joyce, that I'm educated, he is not.
She said another thing is he is uneducated and poor, and I've been supporting him. And then my family says we should break up.
That is the real issue here.
Yeah. It's not the illness.
It's not the other one.
Yeah.
The real issue is that he is not educated, you are educated. That you have money, he has no money. Remember, Jesus said you cannot know a man until he gets some money, some power. He has no, you can't tell what he will become when he gets the money. Maybe he has never explored. That's why you have men at that age still exploring every skirt, trying club, going clubbing, still buying loud cars. There's an age for some things, Joyce. You meet at 45, still wanting noise and attention on the road. Prrr, all of
And
you must do this.
Jeans.
At 45. So maybe he will start that when he gets the money. I want to ask girls to stop mixing love with charity, sympathy, pity, mercy. The fact that she questions us, she loves him. Probably she felt like a rescuer. So my advice is get therapy. You can contact me or another person close to you. Or nowadays we're doing a lot of online work. I want to ask this girl to get a room where she can clarify. And she should go alone first. This girl, when I tell them to, they bring the guy. So that means you can't talk when he's there. Go alone first and get a place to explore. Maybe he's a good one for you, but there are some dynamics you need to check.
To work out.
Yes.
Right. And how important should the families say be in this? If it's, and this is actually now a good question, if it's true love, and last week I was talking to a couple and we're talking about intertribal relationships, things like those. If it's true love, yet your family wamekwamia hapo because they're from whichever tribe, you should not whatever.
Yes, I know you had experience with that.
I
don't know
do.
how many of your relatives were not for it, although you are
No,
very global.
I'm very global,
Exactly.
but my relatives were great. It's actually people around that were not, but deuces, honey. But but it could be that. It could be any other factor. At what point should the families say come in if we're talking about true love? Should it even come in at all?
Whenever you find your true love, don't let anybody separate you from them. If you say my parents can't allow to marry from this tribe, then you drop it. You might never find another partner like that.
That's right.
You will grow bitter against those parents you are obeying.
Right.
Why people coil away? Because they don't want to fight. Yet whenever you hear your family resisting you marrying whom you want, they have declared war. There is not, things will never be no more again. Stop looking for no mercy after that. So if you obey them and leave the person alone, you become bitter over years. Or if you're supposed actually to disobey them respectfully, tell them, okay, I hear your opinion, I respect, but with this one, allow me guys to marry the one you want and respectfully disagree with them. Even if from there they alienate you, they say you are an outcast, no problem. In any case, you are supposed to delink, live with them and build a life on your own.
So does that apply with money and education, tribe aside?
Very good. I'm happy you came from the society I wanted to quote. You have interacted with them a lot. The gated community. You find that those people a dad has built an empire and all their children and daughters have shops and businesses directly coming from dad.
Okay.
And when you marry into that family, there are rules there about how we run the business empire. Now, this is the thing, Joyce. If the money came that, if the business from that, he has, of course, I say that you can locate this business because of the way they are built. If he has located his business this side and that's where they have customers, surely you can't capture. Now let's take it to Lokichogio. Dad has built a catchment here. He has given you the business, but he also expects you to continue respecting the family umbrella.
Right.
So for as far as it's there, say, that's okay. But your personal money, when you earn your salary, how to spend it, that's your work.
Right.
If it's a family business, the manager, that is sometimes many times on mom, the managing director, the chairman or something, who says, who makes business decisions. Don't close shop or do things without their permission. That is different. But when it is your personal money, the income you're earning, how you shall spend it, that should be your own. But again, don't disagree disrespectfully.
Okay.
Don't dismiss them. Hear them, but still go on and make your own decisions.
Okay. And let me just let you know, I'm not from that community.
You know them at least.
I know that.
I know you're being globally.
I've been
I
very
quote you because
globalized.
you've moved everywhere. You're not an outsider.
Someone here says, we've been together for 2 years, but everything I do, he keeps comparing me with his ex. We have a 5-month-old baby, but I feel he doesn't love our baby. Cause he keeps searching for her, I guess the ex, on Facebook. And I don't know if they talk. I'm so confused.
That girl is not yet 25. That is what I call child talk. If a person doesn't love your child, and I'm wondering why, how did the child come? Was it a planned child? Are you married? Is this a relationship? Do you live together? What are those? Joyce, that is one of the most confused situations women are getting themselves into.
Okay.
If a man keeps looking for another woman, it's a clear statement you're not enough for him.
Yeah.
You're supposed to exit his life.
Value yourself, girl.
Thank you.
Value
Exit his
yourself.
life. If he doesn't value you, doesn't value the child, you have enough signals now. What do you want? Want us to take a horn, speak and shout at you?
I have quite a number of questions to get
Okay.
through in, I think, 5 minutes. Someone here is saying, and I love this question because I think this is a really great question. You don't leave me your name, but your number ends with 784 and starts with 0706. Hey Joyce, kindly ask Benjamin, where do you draw a line between a red flag or duvet, as you said, and an imperfection that can be worked on? I love that. Cause I feel like sometimes that's why people find themselves in toxic relationships. Most narcissists and sociopaths appear so charming, nice, and sweet at first. But especially that first half of the question, what is a red flag? And what is a season that someone is passing through?
The difference is a weakness and a character flaw. Please note, for example, forgetting to tell you something is a weakness. Hiding something from you is a red flag. The first one is a weakness. You need to tell them, to help them keep reminders. I'm a forgetful person myself. So forgetful. I could go to the market with a bicycle and forget it there, go home and feed. And I hear people looking for the bicycle. Where's the bike? Why is it? Who was with it last? Oh, you? Me? Okay. Then I run back. I find it back in the shop where I left it.
Okay.
That's forgetfulness. That's a weakness.
Uh-huh.
But if it was hiding things, like maybe hiding things or refusing to tell you what you think you need to know, that's dishonesty. So
Okay.
with red flag is character flaw, like dishonest, like manipulation, like lying. Those things that indicate an intentional doing harm or hiding truth or to hurt you. That's a big red flag.
Okay.
Unfaithfulness, those kind of things. But with seasons or things that can be worked through, they involve something that they are trying to overcome, but it's a weakness in their life. For example,
And if you see it while you're dating, should you bring up that weakness? I think you should, and see how they react
Exactly.
to you saying that, because that's going to say a lot of things about how your marriage might be conducted.
the attitude of how they respond also is a
Yeah.
lot. But by then you should have already categorized whether this is
something
tolerable.
you can live
exactly.
with. Absolutely. Because weaknesses, you can't change somebody overnight. So I like that. You need to check if that's something you can live with, you can tolerate.
Exactly.
Okay. Another question here. Someone is saying, how can you tell whether it's true love or not if you've dated for 3 years and still the man is not giving the date or any plan about marriage but insists he loves you? That's Marilyn from Nairobi.
3 years.
3 years.
These people where have people wasting time? Evaluate a guy in a month or two. What are you doing 3 years? Yes. Joyce, you see the way we sat with you. If this was a date, I would have already arrived at my conclusion. This one. I don't know what people are doing 3 years. Are they counting your nails and checking your hair? What are they? 3 years? No, Joy. Conversation tells me whether we can vibe or not. The reason people stay 3 years, they don't know what they're looking for themselves. They can't tell you when they see it or when they can't see it. 3 years. You should have finished a diploma by now.
Okay, Benjamin is about to jump off the couch.
Surely, you only have 3 years of productive life. Between 30 years, 30 to 60. Now, if you donate that 3 to Jimo, 3 to Ken, 3 to David, 4 to Jim, you die dating.
Preach.
What are you doing? And you're still not
Lord.
sure?
Oh, Lord, help
He
me.
insists he loves you, but he doesn't show the actions. Doesn't make you his woman. What is love to you? You're so confused.
Where?
We should run to the nearest church with a token of repentance.
Guy, I have a few more SMSs to get through. I'm turning 31, and I always point red flags in a relationship and walk out. The learnership point about the man, or is that leadership? Point about the man is Oh dear. Okay. I seem to have. It's just moi. Okay. I think they're celebrating that. Oh, the man is you. Just moi. Aya sawa asante. Someone else says we've been together for 2 years, but everything I do. No, I think I read that one. I'm asking what if he loves you because you have a kid for him? That's a good one. Do men love a woman?
Once you sense he loves his child, let him access his child, not you. You go get a person who loves you for you. The child will grow and go, meaning his love will go also. You remain. What if another woman gets a child for him? He will take the love there also. He will distribute his love among baby mamas. Or the babies. Get a person who loves you and also loves the child. Those are different things.
Wacha nimalize na hii. Kuna mtu umejamisha kidogo. Benjamin Zulu, I beg to disagree. I have a right to date whomever I want as long as she's not under 18. Lakini love za siku hizi ni kaa kazi ya mjengo. Kitu kidogo naambia usikuje kesho. That's Joseph from Masai Mara University. Honey, stay there.
Those are the consequences of dating children. They will keep dismissing you today by see another one tomorrow. You have a right. But are you doing the right thing? And it will hurt you many times. I also wonder how old this person is. He's not yet 30.
He's in university. Or maybe he's a student. I don't know.
He's a student, no wonder. Okay. Go my watoto Ikeshi. Let them continue playing. This child play, Joyce. We are done with today's show. Thank you, children. Go back to class. Corona is over.
I am Benjamin Sawa. I have to wrap up the show. The segment. Please give us your address.
Benjamin Zulu KE everywhere.
Benjamin Zulu KE everywhere. Thank you, Benjamin, for coming to the show. I need to take a break. Oh my gosh. Watch out, Pewe Maji. We'll be back after this talking about skincare. Stay tuned.